Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of See You Next Thursday. Today, we're going to be talking about men versus women, essentially. So, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Um, I'm going to let you kick this one off because we spoke last week how you've written a bit of a blurb for this week's episode, and I can already see you're about to let loose. So, yeah, you crack
Um,
on.
so I think so. I've never actually read the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, but there is a book about it, and I was like sort of just skim reading it online, like any sort of snippets and stuff. And I don't know, a lot of it seems very sort of fluffy, but the reality of it is like the men's sort of duties versus women's duties are very different. So we could talk about it forever, right? But if we kind of just from my point of view, the differences between a man and a woman is very different. Uh, Again, I'm always going to bang on about being a parent because it's true. Because I mean, you'll agree as well, Rob, right? Domestic sort of duties is very skewed heavily towards women. Women do a lot of it, the lion's share of it, 98% of it sits with women. See, he's biting his tongue for now, but let me say my piece. It's shit like being a mum versus a dad is very different because we have to do everything. It's like we have to look after the kids, laundry, housework, work full time, still have to try and, look relatively appealing physically, you know, look good. Um, but for a man, they just go out to work, come back. That's it.
I don't know.
So it's like, it doesn't weigh. It's not balanced.
Yeah, I mean, the way you sort of describe it is like from the 1950s. I don't think it's I don't think it's that extreme
Okay, all
anymore.
right.
In my household, for example, uh,
Yes.
well, Chi will argue against this, but I do some chores. Like I'll do the clothes washing, I wash the dishes every now and again. Um, I'll feed Harry, I'll change Harry, I'll take him to nursery. Yeah, so I'll do things. Well, she'll do things like clean the bathroom top to toe. Whereas if I clean it, it'll be like a bit half-assed.
Yeah.
Um, but I'll take the bins out because she won't take the bins. She refuses because it's so disgusting. I'm
Right.
like, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I wouldn't say I go to work and you're explaining it. The way you're describing it is like, oh, I'll go to work, come home, kids will be asleep, and then I'll expect dinner on the table, and if not, just get a smack. Like, proper like old school, but it's not. I don't think it's like that. I'm
Okay,
lucky if it's not that
it's
old.
not as old school as that. But yeah, maybe for your household,
Mm,
it's like that, and maybe because at the moment, because we're living at my parents, everything's kind of done for him, like laundry. Like I do laundry, food. Like mum cooks the food already. So literally, Sai will come back from home where there's like, and also I get it. He's building us a house, and it's been close to 2 years where he's physically building us a house, renovating it, doing an extension, and that's a fuckload of work. And I can see how stressed he's been in the last 2 years, and it's hard because I'm like, okay, I get that you're working really hard for our sort of forever home, but also at least you get a break, like
mm.
to have food. Like just I constantly don't. I just don't get break. Like even just me having a shower yesterday, Mila had to come into the shower, sit there, watch me have a shower. I can't even have that. That's my one time that I want a little bit of peace.
Yeah,
But I can't even get that. So if you can have a break, eating your lunch outside of the house where it's kid free, you're winning, right? I would love to have that sort of just a bit of peace and quiet, but I don't have that. Like there's no headspace for me. There's no space at all.
yeah. I guess that's the mum side of it, isn't it? Like you have to kind of take that role on. Then
Yeah.
you get the maternity leave, right? Guys don't get that. If we did get
Mm,
it, I'd love to have a year out looking after kids and not working.
mm.
But then would you want to go back to work after, what is it, 2 weeks for most blokes? I wouldn't.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but then I don't know. It's a tough juggle, isn't it? But when they're at nursery, it's great. Like
Yeah.
during the week, we got loads of free time. But then once maybe Lara starts nursery and Mina's at nursery, be loving life. But then you might be
When
starting work again. So
question to you then. So when you are on paternity leave, and you're looking after the kids, would you purely just look after the kids, or would you also do everything else? Housework, cleaning, laundry, as well as looking after the kids?
Um, I can't remember what I did, but I'm pretty sure I would have done some of that. Yeah, 'cause that's what I do anyway. Like I don't like when the washing builds up too much, so I'll just put that in the washing machine. Or like if the dishes are piling up or rubbish is piling up, I'll just do it.
Mm.
Um, I can't really remember, but yeah, I don't ever remember it being I'm doing absolutely no chores or anything around the house or whatever. Because
Yeah.
that's a I think I'll get a smack for that. So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
not
Well, with
needed.
Sai, he's shit at multitasking. He's absolutely shit. You can't multitask to save shit, mate. He
Mm,
even having a conversation with him, if he's looking after like the girls, or he'll just hold the girls, he has to focus on them. He won't be able to talk to me at the same time, or he'll try and he'll listen, but he's not really listening. You can't do that as a basic, so he can't multitask. Let
yeah,
alone, if I told him to look after both girls for a whole day, if I came back, the house would be a bomb site for sure. Like it just wouldn't be clean. It wouldn't be nothing would get done. He would just purely just look after the two girls, which is probably better than nothing. But it's like
mm,
that's the difference. I feel like with men and women, like women are naturally we're good multitaskers.
maybe. I think yeah, not even just related to kids. You're just good of doing loads
Yeah,
of things. Yeah, because like she gets frustrated at me for not. Why haven't you picked that up? I'm like, because it's generally not in my
yeah,
brain to think to pick that
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah,
It's not like I purposely missed it to piss you off.
yeah,
I just don't register.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's one of those things that pisses me off. Like, it's not I'm purposely pissing you off. Why would I want that? Why would I want to annoy you? Why would I want you to shout at me? I didn't do it on purpose. Um, yeah, I don't mean no. Like, I do worry about some of my mates. A couple of my mates are having kids. Their
Mm,
missus are pregnant.
right.
And they're like the dopiest bastards you've ever met. Like, how are you gonna have a kid, man? Barely look after yourself, let alone. Like, one of them can't even cook. He can't like do basic shit. Um, my other mate Mark, he's Mark's just a different one. His missus is a lawyer, right? So
Right.
she's
Oh,
busy as
okay.
fuck all the time.
Yeah.
Like she works like some 18 hour, 19, sometimes 20 hours a day, and she'll sleep for 4 hours and go straight back to work.
Right.
So and then he's just sort of like, man, Mr. 9 to 5, might make himself some dinner, might sits and watch football on his own and goes to bed. But now
Yeah.
and they've got two cats. That's as far as it
Right.
gets, looking after
Right.
something. So I don't know how she'll do it, to be honest, because she's just so used to working.
Yeah.
No, she
And
doesn't
she's
really have
pregnant right
to.
now.
Yeah, yeah. She's like about 14 weeks, I guess. So a
Mm,
while to go, yeah. Um, but when you look at them together as a dynamic, that I just wouldn't have ever thought they'd be parents. But
yeah.
people just make it work, don't they? You kind of just get a new lease
Yeah.
of life.
Yeah. It's true. It does. I think having kids either makes or breaks you.
Yeah, it's one of those things you kind of learn on the job, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like most of being an adult, you just learn things as you're doing
Yeah.
it, like getting a mortgage or I don't know, bloody starting a new job, or you just don't know how to do it until you've started it because they don't teach you stuff at school. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
teach you
Because that.
fucking algebra.
Yeah. Exactly. I think because we touched on Mumsnet quite a bit last week, but a lot of the stuff that I read on Mumsnet is always about the women taking on so much to the point that their husbands are just complete assholes. Like it's not even just like they, don't know how to multitask. It's literally their husbands are total assholes about it. And I think I sent a few articles to you about it. It's like this woman's like, oh, I'm a full-time mum, but my husband expects me to do everything, and if I ask him to change a nappy, he moans about it. It's just things like that. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, it's more common than you think, though. I reckon.
Mm,
My my friend, one of the guys who came on his stag, he recently had a kid,
mm,
and apparently he does nothing. He'll just sit with the baby, but he'll just be gaming with his headset on. Won't do anything around the house and all this shit.
right,
I'm like, how? And the missus just kind of puts up with it. She tells everyone she's pissed off by it, and he's a useless
right,
cunt, whatever.
yeah,
But she's not gonna leave him. So
mm,
more for you then.
yeah.
You don't want to do anything about it. But then it's tough
Yeah.
because it is a new baby, right? You don't want to be a single mum after what? Not even barely 6, 7 months. So
Well, if the husband or the partners are total cunt, then I would rather be a single mom.
yeah, it's easier said than done though. When your emotions are high and you're stressed as it is,
Mm,
maybe you just haven't got that support network around you. It's tough, isn't it?
yeah.
But I remember
Yeah.
Chi saying she met people at the mum's thing when she took Harry when he was younger, and there's like a woman with 3 kids, and they were
Mm,
like at nursery. So and she's single mum. So how the hell? And she lives in like a 1 bed flat. Like, that's mental.
yeah.
But people struggle. They struggle through.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing about men is the lack of emotions. Like with Sai, he doesn't. He's not much of a talker, anyways. He's always like, oh, you talk for the rest of us. You talk for all of us. He doesn't talk about emotions or much really. He's always like, yes, yes. If I'm saying something, he'll be like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're clearly not listening to me. And until I ask him again, he's like, huh, what? So, yeah, it's just with women, we are all about talking about whatever. We
Mm,
chat about all sorts of shit. We lay out our emotions. We're very emotional people.
mm.
But with men, what is up with that?
I don't know. I guess it's just something that's not. You just don't really grow up with it. I guess. Like, I only ever
Mm,
saw my dad cry twice, and one was when
mm,
our cat died, and one was at my granny's funeral. That's
mm.
twice, and he's what? Well, I've only known him for like 32 years, obviously. But in 32 years, I've seen him cry
Yeah.
twice.
Mm,
I'm sure my mum will probably see him cry more, but that's the sort of what if you're brought up in that sort of environment. I don't know what
mm,
size parents were like. I don't know if they were an emotional bunch, but
mm.
like she's not particularly emotional, I'd say, because her family's quite straightforward. No, don't show any emotion. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what she's like, I guess. She has
Yeah.
her moments, obviously, but I think that's just the environment, especially for blokes as well. It's a bit of a stigma, isn't it? Because you don't,
Yeah.
when you meet up with your mates, you're not just going to come up with, oh, guys, I'm feeling a bit down today. Because as soon as you do that, it's like doors are open to banter, which is what
Fuck's
happens in
sake.
my group of friends. And do you know what? I would go to my friends if I was feeling down because I know they cheer me up. And I wouldn't necessarily tell them I'm feeling a bit shit. You just, if something shit happens, they'd kind of just clock on and then you just go out for a drink, go to the football, whatever. I'd rather talk about things that I like rather than talk about being fucking miserable because that's not going to help,
Mm,
is it? So,
yeah.
um, but in terms of talking to, I say to Chief, I'm feeling a bit shit or whatever, but then she'll just be
Mm,
like, "Oh, just get on with it. What are we doing about it?" So it's like no sympathy at all. All right,
yeah.
fuck you
Yeah.
then.
Right. Interesting. Very interesting. I think because and also a disclaimer, I love Simon, despite me sort of, venting about him and shit. He knows that I vent about him to his face. But there's times like when I'm not like, I would say I'm emotional, but not to the point like I'm crying. It's more sort of mostly anger. Every time I vent, it's always I'm so pissed off. And then my go-to is going to Simon. Like he's the one. He's very calm. He's very rational, thinks very clearly, and I'm just really just angry, and I have to like go to him to get like he's like a soundboard basically. So I always go to him, and sometimes I'm just like, I wish I was calm and I could think like straight, but I can't because the emotions just like get just gets in my head, and I can't get out of it, which is a bit
Mm.
annoying.
Yeah, I guess you just let it build up, right?
Yeah,
Once it builds up and you let it go, it's kind of back to
yeah,
zero. You just let it slowly tick along until the next time.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, tough one, isn't it? But
yeah.
plus, obviously, women have that part of the month where they're extra stressed, which
Yes,
is like a no-go danger zone, Area
yeah.
51, not allowed.
It's pre before it, during it, and post. So you get all forms.
Yeah, so you basically get like 2 weeks of fucking aggro, and then it's
Mm.
just what's it? It's like winding up a dog or something, and it just eventually attack. Dog was not just the first that came to my head.
Fucking hell. Can you spot the signs of when that happens?
Oh yeah,
You
but then you
can,
still
okay.
yeah, but you still kind of uh prod a little bit, prod and prod,
Okay. Okay. Well, okay.
wind up.
Well, you deserve what you get then.
Yeah, but I'm the only one who will get that treatment. There won't be anyone else who like she won't react like that to people at work. Just be
Yeah.
me, poor little me,
Yeah. Well, because you're her closest. So
punch bag. Mm,
yeah. So naturally, you just take it all in. I mean,
mm.
another difference is, yeah, women have to take on a lot of shit. Like you said, like periods, giving birth, sorry, being pregnant, carrying a baby, all these hormones that run through us. Men, what do you get?
All you have to put up with you being pregnant and, and a time in a month and giving birth. Yeah.
What
Always
do you
moaning.
have?
What do we have?
That's so like,
We
oh,
have
I
we
feel so
have the
sorry for you.
pressure. We have the pressure to provide. The pressure to be strong. I
Fuck
don't feel any pressure.
off. Okay, cool.
Pressure to put food on the table.
Yeah, yeah. Who's back talking about 1950s now?
Yeah, I know. And she actually earns way more than me, so she's the one putting the food on the table.
Yeah. No, but like it's true though, right? Like I know, I'm a woman. Obviously, I'm gonna be like, women have it hard because we do. Like physically, what changes do men get?
What, as in
That's
biologically?
like hard. That's really difficult.
Uh, well, you might go bald. Get fat. Then it's just like stuff we can control apart from being bald. I don't know. Not a lot.
Unless you get a hair transplant, like what Rooney?
Yeah, I would do that if I was going bald.
Hmm. Yeah.
No brainer.
See the examples you give, minor.
True. Yeah, I'm sure I could probably think of some, but
Yeah.
yeah, we don't have those big ones like you guys.
Yeah. Does it make you appreciate women more or cheat more?
Hmm. Yeah, at the time when it's like, because you don't really know what to expect until you go through it, right?
Mm,
And then you see it, you're like, you know, like your belly's like the size of you,
yeah.
and then that's come out,
Yeah.
and you're like, how the fuck you've done that?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there it is, more annoying children.
Yeah. When you get sick, do you feel sorry for yourself?
So I'm quite lucky. I don't really get ill, touch wood. Um,
Yeah.
but if I do, I'll milk it. But I won't. I don't do the whole like man flu thing. I
Hmm.
kind of just deal with it, and I'll just be like, yeah. Because a lot of the time, if I'm ill, I'm basically hungover, so
Yeah.
it's
That's every
self-inflicted.
weekend.
Yeah, every like, especially yesterday, even today, I feel a bit rough. Bloody hell.
No.
Um, but I think it's my hay fever starting to kick in a bit.
Right.
That's my excuse.
Right. Okay.
Um, but no, I kind of only use the illness excuse when you're with work, really. When you just can't be
Yeah.
bothered to go in, you're just like, oh, I feel sick. I'll have a sick day. But
Yeah.
I can't remember. The last time I was properly ill was when we came back from a holiday in Bali, and I don't know what the fuck I had. I had some bug.
Mm,
That was when I was properly ill. And then she got it, but she was actually way more ill than I was. So I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay, can't really milk
Yeah.
anymore.
No.
Um, but I don't know. Just I have the man flu stuff, and I don't really do it that much. So
I don't think he intentionally does it, but lately, I mean, ever since we moved into this house, and he's been stressed with the sort of the new house and stuff. He's ill quite often now. Um,
mm,
and when he's ill, he doesn't milk it, but it's just literally he can't really do much. But I'm just
yeah,
like, when women are ill, we still crack on, we still do shit.
yeah. I don't know. It's such a hard one because she never gets ill either.
Mm.
So I'm like, it's very rare times. So if we are
Right.
ill, it's not like we just still do shit because we're genuinely ill and we have to stay in bed. Uh,
Yeah, that's how ill you are. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Whereas if it's just like a cold or like when we had COVID, I went for a run when I had COVID.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, it's only fucking COVID. And I got like halfway, I'm like, fucking hell, my lungs are better turn around.
Yeah. Interesting that you guys don't really get ill. Do you take vitamins or something?
No, I was never really ill as a kid. My mum
Hmm.
said, she said my immunity is just elite.
That's really rare.
Yeah, but I don't know why that is. Maybe I was just
Hmm.
throwing around kids when I was young. I think I used to go to all the, I don't know, but then most kids hang around other kids, so
Maybe you just licked all the floors.
probably. Judging by the
Hmm.
way, like mum and dad deal with Harry and Vinny, you kind of just let them do their own thing. So it's
Oh,
probably what it
really?
was for me and my brother.
Yeah.
So
Probably is the best, yeah, because if you're constantly just worried about them being clean and stuff, they just don't get immune to any sort of germs.
yeah, like with Harry, I barely let him wash his hands. To be honest, I get back
Oh,
from
really?
nursery, I just forget. He's sucking his thumb. Like, oh yeah, shit. But then, do you know what? Because he started nursery at like 9, 10 months old, he was really ill at the start of that. To be fair,
Yeah.
like, every week it'd be something up until
Yep.
about a year, and then
Yep.
since then, barely been ill.
Hmm.
Like, not even slightly.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of paid off early doors.
Yeah.
Getting him,
True.
it's just the key. Just expose them to everything early, and
Yeah.
they'll be all right.
Yep. There's a few things that I saved on Instagram that I wanted to read out. Do you watch Bluey? Don't watch Bluey, do you?
Bluey? No, never heard of it.
It's Australian. It's a cartoon about like a dog family and everything about. I think maybe when like Harry gets older, he might
Yeah.
enjoy it. A lot of the quotes has come from them. Let me just read a few. Maybe I can find it. So, see, tell me if this is true or not. I made it to that level of marriage where you get in trouble for being able to fall asleep so fast.
Yeah, I was falling asleep so fast. Nah, I don't. That's not an issue.
That's not an issue. When you watch
Nah,
stuff, you don't fall asleep, right?
nah. I can stay awake for a majority of duration, unless it's like the other day where I fell asleep early because I was tired and hungover.
Yeah,
Nah, that's not really that much of an issue, to be
not
honest.
really a thing. So it's not like an issue as such, but every time when we watch something, like most of the time I fall asleep because I just get knackered now with
Mm.
Lara. But it's weird because when Simon and me watch something like that's action, like a lot of action, a lot of noise, he falls asleep. It's like yeah, yesterday we're watching The Purge, Forever Purge. That's like
Yeah,
the latest one, like 2021. It was so much action. I loved it. I was like fully awake for it. Normally I'm asleep, and he was just. I recommended Handmaiden to you. Do you remember
yeah,
watching
yeah,
it?
yeah. Vaguely.
He's
Oh
he's
yeah, that thing. Yeah,
he's fully
that's
alert for
terrible.
it, mate.
Oh yeah, I bet it was.
It's like, and I was like nearly like dozing off, but he was like full on, like, oh, if there's like tits and shit, oh yeah, I'll wait for it.
Yeah, that's why I generally sleep now. Stay awake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I read that, I'm like, oh yeah, he's freaking asleep watching something. Because in the evenings, it's really hard to get evening together, especially when you got like kids, right? Well,
Mm.
for us, anyway, because our girls are shit sleepers. So the only time that we get together is evening. Is probably what 45 minutes max, where we actually just the two of us downstairs watching TV. That's
Mm.
rare sort of quality time. And he falls asleep. I'm like, okay, just me on my own then.
Evening over. It's basically
Do
normal
you know
time.
what I mean? And then like, yeah, it's just a bit of a shame, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess well, most of my evenings are on my own really because she goes to netball on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Mm.
Um, and then Thursday she might stay at work, so I don't mind that. I don't mind having but then Saturdays I'll be out, so we don't really see each other that much.
Yeah,
Might have the morning, but
yeah.
kind of just get used to it, I guess. But then I just think because the lockdown we were with each other every day for like
Mm.
2 years straight,
Yeah,
probably even 3 years because we didn't really go back to the office at the start.
yeah,
So have more than enough time together.
yeah. I suppose. Yeah, yeah. I
Then I
guess.
guess because you're stuck at home a lot of the day, so you kind of want to do shit in it. But
Yeah, and that's different. That isn't like kids related.
yeah,
This one I found quite funny. Behind every man who thinks he wears the pants is a wife who told him which pair to wear.
it's a good quote.
It's a good quote. I think that's right. Because every time I'm always asking Sally, who wears the trousers, and then I joke and say it's not me, it's the girls, because he just like proper daddy's girl, and he just melts, man. When we first started dating, and he was all like, "No one can control me. You can't change me." And then, boom, Mila come. Oh
Two girls.
God.
Yeah.
He's done. He's changed. He gets fully controlled, and I'm like, yeah. What happened to no one can control you? Like, yeah.
Everyone has a weakness, kryptonite.
Yeah, it's true. What is yours?
I have no weakness. No,
Fuck off.
I will never admit to not wearing trousers. So she definitely wears the trousers. Because there's just no point me even trying.
Are you scared of Chi?
Petrified. Yeah. Nah, but she hates that I just won't do things, if that makes sense.
What don't you do?
No, I just don't agree to do it first time. I always have to question everything.
Oh God.
But like, would you rather just a fucking pushover?
No, yeah, true.
Right?
No one's a doormat.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you want a bit of chase rather than just me. Okay, I'll do it for you. That's what she's like, though. But not happening.
This is why women nag. Okay, guys, this is why Rob Simmons is the perfect example.
Yeah, because they want their own way. It's not all about you, is it?
Isn't it?
No. It's
21st
century, man.
Oh yeah, another good point that Sai made, because I was telling him about what we're going to chat about today, and I said to him, "What's the one annoying thing that annoys you about women?" I said, "Don't just isolate it to me. Isolate it to in general. Like, what do women annoy you?" He's like, "Women fight for us, the whole equality thing, but when it comes to certain things, they're not equal." And I was like, "Can you give an example?" And he couldn't really think of an example, but I kind of get what he means. Like, because we're obviously women, we want like everything to be equal, men and women to be equal. But there's certain things that aren't equal, like getting you to empty the bins or change the tire, things like that. Like, I think that's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, it's kind of things that are ingrained socially. That makes sense.
Yes.
So like some things are masculine, some things are feminine, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. So it's a guy's job to fix the car or like mow the grass.
Yes.
Shit like that.
Yeah. So things like that. It's like that. Yeah.
But you would teach me how to do makeup, so I was not gonna do that.
Exactly. Yeah. That's true.
Or like maybe when she starts her thing at like teenage years.
Yeah.
You would guide her through that. I can't imagine Sai's gonna take the reins on that one.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know how to. So it's quite hard to find the balance.
Yeah.
Of that equality.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like a society thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Cool. Got any more quotes?
Then I have one more. Thank you. All right. Yes. This is like parent related. When a kid says, "Daddy, I want mummy," that's the kid version of "I'd like to speak to your supervisor."
Oh God.
Which is quite accurate. When I saw that, it reminded me of Mila, because every time, if I'm away doing something and then it's just like Sai and the girls, Mila would ask Sai, "Oh, can I have a snack?" And Sai would be like, "Yeah, cool, go for it." And then she'll come upstairs like, "Mummy, can I have the snack?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay then." So things like that. She just has to double check with Mummy first.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I don't think Harry's at that stage yet, so I can't really comment. But I imagine that's what happened. Because I'll just agree to do it. I'll be like, "Here you go," but I'll be like, "No, you got to ask Mummy first."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because I'd give him chocolate and shit, but she's like, "No chocolate."
Yeah.
Barely even give him squash. So you just come around to giving him squash. So
yeah,
the boss, the big boss.
When it comes to being a parent, right, who has more say, you or Chi?
Chi by a mile.
Okay. Would you like to have more say?
Yeah, I'd like to not be questioned every fucking time. No, like for example, when it's a relatively, it's like a 15-degree day like today, and they'll be like, "Oh, he doesn't need to wear a jumper." And she'll be like, "Yeah, he does." I'm like, why?
I'm with Chi on this, man. I'm with Chi on that.
In 15 degrees out, it's not freezing. He's got a coat, a jumper, and bloody whatever. It's fine.
It's not summer yet.
Yeah, but it's nearly there. So, don't know.
See, I'm with Chi at this moment. I'm always like that in the mornings. I have everything laid out. I was always got a jumper. She's got her little vest underneath. So I was like, it's a bit too hot, isn't it?
Yeah,
So I look
exactly.
outside. And I'm like,
Be
yeah,
so
look
comfortable.
outside.
Yeah, and it's fine. Too much, man. It's too overprotective. She's like, he's a baby.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's 2.
Yeah, he's a baby. He's always going to be a
Not a
baby in your
baby.
eyes.
Well, when he's 18, well, you gotta wear a jacket. It's 35
Yeah,
degrees.
100%. I'm 36. My parents do the same thing to me. Oh, wear a jacket. Or in this case, don't wear a jacket because I'm always wearing a jacket. And Dad's like, oh my God, it's really hot. Why are you wearing a jacket?
Yeah, it's the same. Oh,
Men.
I've got this for the next 30 years. Christ. Never gonna just
You
my
do.
first answer.
Yeah, man, especially with Asian parents. We're next level.
Yeah. Well, that's why she's the way she is. That's why. Bloody
Yep.
Asians.
Here we go. What is the so now that your mates are all having kids and stuff, what's the one advice you would give them? But like from a man's perspective and a woman's perspective.
I would say don't shy away from anything. Like just get involved in all of it.
Mm.
Because one of my mates who had a kid now, she's like 4. He said he never did any of the nappy stuff until like a year after. I'm like, what? How the hell did you get away with that? I don't know. I'd be patient as well because I didn't know. It's just some shit you just don't get right. Like the milk drinking thing. We didn't realize we were doing it too hot for ages, and Harry just wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
And then we actually started using the little machine thing,
Yeah.
and then it was fine. Like,
Yeah.
fucking hell, just too hot the whole time. Like, great.
Yeah.
I could have saved myself so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't beat yourself up for not getting things perfect first time. And just look at YouTube, man. Just look at online. If Digi tells you how to do things, it might not be the perfect way for you, but it's normally 85-90% going to work for you. So, from a female perspective, God, don't want to say the wrong thing here.
Say it, man. It's open. It's an open pod.
Just fucking listen. I don't know. I don't know. Just let your husband try as best as he can, and he's not always going to do things right. And he only has your best interests at heart. So always remember that.
Yeah, no, that's very sensible of you to say.
Yeah, very on the fence of me.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
What would you say?
I would say, if you're a man, like you said, be patient with your wife or partner. Yeah, listen, because she's going through a fuckload of hormonal changes to her body physically. She may not be the same sort of size that she was pre-pregnancy and after birth, everything. Yeah, so there's a lot of hormonal and emotions there. So don't let emotions get the better of you. Like if she's hormonal, just ride it out with her. Don't question her. Just let it be. Like so there's a reason why, women are the way that we are. So just if she nags at you, just suck it up.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. You just gotta have patience with a saint. You really have. It's just bite your tongue as much as you can.
You got what I said, and you translated it into that.
Yeah, basically, because I know exactly what you're saying from a guy's perspective. So just be patient, and as much as you want to lash out, you just gotta fucking walk into another room if you have to.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm sorry. Sometimes, like women, we are fucking tough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we are tough, and a lot of men have to deal with all our emotions and shit. Like one minute we'll say one thing, the next minute we'll change our mind. So men have to kind of try and keep up. We're like, but you just said this. It's like, yeah, I don't mean that anymore. It's like, okay, fuck. Okay. So I get it. It's tough.
It is a tough one. And even little things like you have to like get a takeaway or something, and you like, what do you want? Oh, I don't know. You decide. Oh, fuck's sake. And then an argument's coming. So you're like, all right, whatever we get, it's not going to be good. And then night is
Yeah, it's very true. That's a really good point. Yeah, because it's like, why do women ask for opinions when they've got something in there?
Yeah, Yeah, and you'll be like, oh, can we get Chinese or whatever? And they'll be like, oh, no, but I fancy kebab. Oh, well, getting kebab then, aren't we?
Oh, I gotta wet myself. Yeah, so true. Yeah, I don't know why we do that to ourselves. A lot of the things is very much self-inflicted. I gotta say, like,
Yeah,
sorry, ladies out there, but we do it to ourselves. That's why we nag, and we just it's too much.
yeah. It's funny though because it is the same pretty much for every relationship in it. There's no you could probably get 100 people on this podcast and they all say the same shit. That's what you're saying now.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I'm sure there are perfect couples out there, but are they really perfect?
No way, man. Well, they just agree on everything. Oh, should we get this tonight? Yeah, all right. Well,
Maybe.
it's a bit hot for him to be wearing a coat. Oh, yeah, it is actually. Let me take it off. Can you imagine if the conversation went like that? Oh my god. I think I'd just buy a lottery ticket. I'm like, my luck is in.
Have you ever gone through a day of everything going smoothly?
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
But it's so funny when you do it like that because I could never ever see a conversation going that way. Oh man.
And if
Mind
it
doing the
did, something's not right.
Yeah, so do you mind doing the dishes? No, that's totally fine.
Oh my god. Yeah, man.
Just the answer you don't want to hear, just pre-programmed to just say that one.
Yeah, very true. This is why men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, patience is definitely the big one.
It's key.
Even more so when you have like kids. I think before you have kids, I think we got on really, really well before we have kids. After you have kids, it's just like fucking struggle. And I bite my tongue, he bites his tongue, and it's just like the lack of sleep and then emotions, and it's just like sometimes I want to throttle him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a gap you just kind of have to deal with because the pre-kids is the fun bit where you can actually do stuff. You don't have to worry about getting someone to babysit and shit, so you can literally do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I guess you can't really have that again until like the kids are about, fuck knows, 10 maybe. I have no idea. What's that good
Yeah.
age to like relax? I saw
16.
I saw someone's actually that's not the same thing. Yeah, maybe when they're at uni or something or at school
Mm.
and they're not in the vicinity. That's why when your parents are like, "Oh, are you moving out yet?" That's why they just want rid so they can actually live their life again.
Well, it's I think it's different for Asian parents though, because we'll never want the kids to move out. But Western, like as in you,
Yeah.
white guy, you would want your kid to move out ASAP, right?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he's going to be like when he's 18. Hopefully we live in his house because he's a millionaire at
True.
18.
Yeah.
I doubt it. But yeah, I guess you just don't know.
Hmm.
Because you kind of want the company. Depends what you like. It's like
Yeah.
if you got I imagine he'd want to move out as well.
Maybe.
You just don't know, I guess.
Yeah. I wouldn't want my girls to move out until they get married.
Married, Christ.
Well, it could be young. Could be like mid-20s.
Get an arranged thing at like 16. Why is it
Now.
17 to get married? 16, 17? Don't even know.
Oh, don't know. Yeah.
think
No, I
it's
mean
16.
not that young.
Yeah, it's a bit young, isn't it?
Yeah. So, what is the summary of today?
Be patient, men.
Yeah, and
It'll-
women.
it'll-
I don't know what to say to women. Just
listen to men more and agree.
yeah, I guess so. I think sometimes we'll take a step back and don't just act on the sort of first reaction.
Yeah.
Depending on what it is, right? Depends on what it is.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just do whatever you think's best, really.
Mm.
There's never gonna. You kind of just don't know how you're gonna react until you're in a situation, right? So
Yeah.
and then learn from it. Then I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. And on that insightful bombshell, we'll call it a day on that one. That was a good one, though.
Yeah.
We'll just agree to disagree on a lot of things, and let's just say that women should just leave men alone.
Well, the thing is, right? Like it's give and take, isn't it? I was, what's the word? I showed a bit of empathy, a little bit empathy just now towards you. You,
Yeah.
on the other hand, I don't know.
So it's
Don't know.
pent up hatred. It's just about balance and compromise. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
key.
that's a good summary.
Yeah. So just compromise, find a bit of balance, and you should be happy. If it's tipping off the scale, then
Mhm.
there you're out of luck, I'm afraid. Good relationship advice as always.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh well, on that note, then we'll call it a day. Um, let us know if your relationship is teetering on the edge, on the brink.
Sorry, I
If
should
our
laugh, but
if our shit advice has helped you salvage your relationship, or if yours is exactly the same as our relationships, which doesn't sound great anyway. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Next week we're talking about annoying YouTubers and bad reviews. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and follow all our channels. We'll see you next Thursday.
bye.
Bye.